Today we are praising the righteous people who passed away hundreds or thousands of years ago. And when we think about them, we admire them, we think about their life stories, and we think to ourselves like, whoa, it was so heroic, and their actions and their words are so inspiring, like they were so great, so big, so whatever. All those amazing things that they did to our eyes today seems overwhelming and reason for great admiration. But if you would ask them back then about their lives, they would just tell you like, I was doing my thing. Like it wasn't easy, and there were many problems and issues, and I was facing them one after the other, and like dealt with my life. Like I was doing the best I can. Why am I saying that? Because today many of us are dealing with certain things in life that to our eyes it seems like it's just like whatever. What am I doing? Who am I? Why should I like take myself so seriously and think about my life in such a great way? Like why? I'm waking up in the morning, I'm going to work, I'm doing my job, I'm eating, I'm drinking, I'm talking, like driving my car, stuck in traffic, like doing my things, coronavirus, like reality around us. Like okay, so I put tefillin, so I was praying, so I did this, okay, like whatever, like you don't make a big deal out of yourself, right? But also those righteous people didn't make a big deal out of themselves. The only thing is that from a different angle of today, they are being seen in a very different light. But remind yourselves, please, that on those days, on these days, on our generation, the Tanaim, the sages, the amazing righteous people who had a divine spirit and ability to see the future, to understand what will take place in the last days, they cried and begged to the Creator not to come in a new lifetime, in another lifetime, in those hard hours of the last generation before Mashiach will come. And for a reason. What was that reason? That the challenges and the difficulties of our generation are way above our heads. Like, I have a great student, a very wonderful, wonderful person, and she was married happily for many, many years. She had her challenges, she had her difficulties, but like in one day, something happened in her life, and her husband had a huge fight, and I'm not going to get into details, but like their mutual life have been ended like in such a overwhelming like suddenly it happened in such like whoa, out of the blue, like for them, like maybe things were building inside, maybe certain things they were not aware of, maybe they were ignoring certain things, maybe from his side, maybe from her side. But like after like 20 years of being together, 30 years of being together, suddenly boom, like, and that's it, it's gone. Like those things are overwhelming. And I know of another couple, a very, 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 very wonderful people. For 40 years of their lives, they lived in the same house, and they decided that they want to move to the Holy Land of Israel. And when they started to pack their stuff and to hope and to dream and to execute those dreams and hopes to move to Israel, so many difficulties and so many challenges piled on them, jumped on them, that now they don't know what to do. Now they don't know how to handle this situation. Many of us are facing certain critical situations that are really pushing us to the edge in such severe ways, in such radical ways, that the person does not simply able to choose in those hard hours. People that lost their jobs because of the crisis, the world crisis that we're going through. People that lose people that they really love and like they depend on in the middle of their lives. Certain things take place in our days and they are shaking our stability. And when your stability, when your mindset is being shaken so badly, you make mistakes out of the pressure, out of the fear, out of the stress. You might lose it. And many of us went through certain emotional pains in the past and in our lives that we were never taught and guided properly to correct them and to fix them. And we are carrying inside of ourselves an emotional trauma and a very broken and low self-esteem that makes us doubt ourselves in every step, on every step of the way. And when we are getting into hard and complex situations, when our emotional structure is anyway so broken and shaky, there is no much hope for that person to succeed big time and not to fail and not to be scared and not to surrender under the pressure of life. And when we see ourselves that we are so super sensitive and that we are so fragile and that we're coming from such a broken and low place, we cannot judge ourselves for our weakness. We cannot hate and blame ourselves for our fear, for our depression, for our paranoia, for panic attacks. You can not hate or blame yourself for being in your condition. There is only one thing that you should do, and it's to take care of yourself, to do the best that you can to heal yourself and to give yourself a hand, to be your own best friend and partner for life, and to make it out of that swamp, to make it out of that darkness. I have a friend, a student of mine, that in her area now there were crazy thunderstorms and rain, heavy rain, and she found herself in panic attacks, getting into crazy fear, locked in her house, afraid to go out of the house, in crazy panic. Now, you can hate yourself and blame yourself for those fears. This is the reality. You are now scared. You are now locked down in your house. You now found yourself separate from your soulmate, from your best friend in the world, from someone you thought you're going to live the rest of your life with him, rest of your life with him together. It's like certain things happens in the life of a person. Suddenly a person looks in the mirror and he sees like, oh man, I gained 20 pounds, 50 pounds. Like how I didn't pay attention. I didn't notice that. Like certain things happen. And a person must realize that the main and only thing that we have to do in life is not to let our negative thoughts break our spirit and push us to despair. Despair is the worst enemy of them all. The sadness and the depression are the worst enemies of the spirit and the soul of a person. You must always fight back against that evil inclination, against negativity. Always should push yourself forward to make another step, even a tiny step, even the minimal step, even just to stand still and not to move, just not to back off, not to give up. Sometimes that's the only thing you have to do. And I remember that I mentioned that once in a class, that I had a friend once that he also was a Baal Tshuva. He was also looking for his path in the world of Tshuva, in the world of the Jewish religion. And he was always trying to be righteous, to correct himself, to fix himself, to be tzaddik. And he was always going with that negative feeling, with that sadness that he's like not good enough. Like all the time he was chasing and blaming himself. I'm keep on failing, I'm keep on doing bad things, I'm keep on whatever. And I told him, you know what your problem is? The main problem is that you try to be someone that you are not, instead of understanding that who you are is the most beautiful thing in the world. Hashem sent you down to earth to born in a secular family, not in an orthodox religious family. You never knew those things that we are now talking and learning about. It was not part of your education. Those were not the first classes you took. Your father didn't take you to synagogues. He never explained to you about purification, about mikveh. You were just stuck in front of the TV and you went to public school or whatever, and you lived your life. And now, after 20 years, after 40 years, you have been woke up by Hashem. Hashem chose your soul and started to touch you, to wake you up, to bring you back to reality, and start sending messages and information and details about your spiritual connection with Him, and started to reveal Himself to you in a wonderful way. Now, you have such a passion inside that you want to come closer to Him and to be good, but you've never been educated in how to do that. You are now starting to develop and to learn those skills when you're 40, when you're 50. Some of us are waking up in age of 60 or 70. You just woke up and you don't know anything. So how can you have complaints on yourself for not knowing? So instead of trying to be righteous and to be pure and to hate yourself for not being pure or righteous, something that is like you can hate yourself for not being 10 feet tall. Like, how can you be 10 feet tall? Like, how in the world you can become 10 feet tall? You cannot. But you can be who you are and to try to improve a little bit every day and to work on yourself and to develop and to grow and to invest your power in the right directions and to protect yourself from things that are damaging you. And with time, you're going to be cleaner and cleaner and holier and purer and wiser, and things will get better and better. But as for now, you cannot blame yourself for not being righteous when that is not part of your journey. Those are not the expectations of the Creator from you. To be suddenly righteous from being totally off the right path. Like, how can a person with bright skin suddenly can have dark skin, or the opposite? How can a person with black hair suddenly gonna have a blonde hair? Like, how can you change in a day? You cannot. Those are things that needs to be worked on for years. So as a Baal Tshuva, as a person who wakes up and looks for the truth, you need to understand that your path is the path of learning, that your path is the path of putting the effort to the right directions, of improving, of working on yourself, on confessing on your mistakes, of admitting your faults, of dealing with your weaknesses, of crying to Hashem and begging and hoping for salvation. that's your path of trying to learn the alphabet, the alphabet, the beginning. Uh, Even if you're 40, Rabbi Akiva started his journey when he was 40. He learned Aleph Bet, how to read Aleph Bet, when he was 40 years old. 40, 40. He was old when he started to learn, but he didn't give up. Now, a person will hate himself and blame himself for not being someone else. It's a crazy thing. Like, why in the world that you're going to blame yourself for not being someone else? How can you in the world be someone else? How can it be done? The evil inclination, the snake, the Yetzer Hara, the devil, all the time comes to your mind and tells you, you're not like him, you're not like them, you're not like her. She's prettier than you, she's wealthier than you. They are so rich, they are so successful. Look at him, he's learning more. His wife, she's so nice. Their house is so big. Their backyard is so amazing. Their car is so new. Their children are so polite. Like, all the time, thoughts to make you feel that you are a slimy worm, a low life, a hopeless and helpless creature with no hope, with no salvation, with no future, with no chance, a failure, and by that killing and depressing your self-esteem, your hope, and your motivation to improve and to work on yourself. That's your enemy. Now he's offering you all the time to be that husband, or to be that wife, or to be that businessman, or to be that scholar, or to be someone else, but that is not an option. Like, all those options that you look to the sides and see, all of them are not an option for you. And the only option that you have is to be who you are. That's the real only option you have. So to try and chase other people's futures and to pretend or to hope to be like someone else, it's like it's the most craziest thing in the world. It's like to hope to become a house. Like, no, man, I must become a car. Like, how can you become someone else? Even if you're going to make 1 million plastic surgeries, you're not going to be a different person. Maybe you're going to look different, but you won't be them. You won't be someone else. You will be that surgeon one. You're going to be that broken one, that one that tried to be someone else and failed, because you cannot. It's like, no, I want to be an apple. No, you cannot be an apple. You're an orange. No, but apples taste better. To you. You think so. Someone else, he desires an orange. Someone else desires a banana. Someone else desires kiwi. Everyone likes a different fruit. Everyone needs a different fruit. Like, your friends, they need you. Your family, they need you. There is a person in the grocery store that he needs you. He doesn't need me. You can think that I am learning, and you can think that I am praying, and you can think that I have faith, and all your thoughts. But you know what? Bottom line, your neighbor, she needs you. She doesn't need me. She needs you. You are her friend. She's looking to hear a good morning from you. She wants to hear Shalom Aleichem from you. She wants to hear Man Nishma Habibi from you. That's what she wants to hear. That's what he wants to hear. He wants to hear you. They relate to you. They have a spiritual connection with you. They have an emotional connection with you. Their life depends on you. Your neighbors, your community, your surroundings, your family, your loved ones, people around you, they need you. And you don't know how powerful you are. And you keep on ignoring it and listening to the Yetzer Hara, to the evil inclination that always pulls you to think that you should be like someone else. You cannot be like someone else, like no one else. You can only be you. And that one that you are is the one that the Creator made you to be. Now, He has a point. He knows what He's doing, and no one else does. You don't know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing the best that I can. I'm putting my effort in so many directions, and I'm trying in so many ways to do the best thing that I can, to use my time properly, to manage my time, to learn, to pray, to work, to do the things that are so important, to teach my children, to spend time and to take right decisions with my wife, and like millions of things that are in our plate. I don't know where I'm heading. Only Hashem, He knows my route. Only Hashem knows my path. Only Hashem knows my future. Me, I can only hope. I can only pray. I can only try to do the best that I can with my time, with my power, with my energy, with my wisdom, with the tools that He will provide. I don't know. I can only try. So if I cannot know and I can only try, it cannot be that I'm going to blame myself for not knowing and that to try will not be enough. Because the only tool that you have, you should use. You have a pen, use a pen. You have a mouse, use a mouse. Whatever you have. You cannot blame yourself for not using a tool that is not in your hand. Oh, but why I'm not a genius? You're not a genius because you're not meant to be a genius, because no one ever thought that you're going to be a genius, because to be a genius is not your life story. No, but I am not focused. No, but I am not settled. No, but I haven't bought a house. But I'm still paying my mortgage. I don't have okay, but that's not your path. This is why you don't have it, because you're not supposed to have it. What you do need to do, the best that you can, to be nice, to be kind, to be pleasant, to pray, to work on your faith, to talk with Hashem in the most honest and truthful way that you can, to have an individual conversation and prayer with Him that we call Hitbodedut on daily basis, every day, to open your heart in front of Him and to talk to Him like you talk to your best friend. And you cannot judge yourself for not being the one that you are not, because you're not Him. You cannot be the one that you're not. This is very important. It's very, very important. And you need to understand that the fact that you cannot see your own beauty is because that is your mission and that is your challenge. Your mission and your challenge is to break through into your true self and to find it. To find the beauty that is treasured inside of you. Why every animal is so beautiful? Why every tree is so wonderful? Why every house is so great except for yours? Like why all the people are so successful and beautiful except for you? Like why do you see things in that way? And how come you're not waking up to recognize the fact that it's wrong? That it's wrong, that it's a total mistake. All the flowers are beautiful except for me. All the geese are beautiful except for me. All the leopards are amazing except for me. All the lions are beautiful except for me. No, it's a nonsense. It's a shtuyot. It's an imagination. All the people are so successful except for me. What do you mean? How can it be? You are just successful and you cannot see that. You're just amazing and you cannot see that. You're not looking to the right direction to recognize your beauty and your amazing, amazing talents and the greatness that has been treasured inside of you by the Creator that made you perfect. You are perfect as you are. Now, you want to reveal something deeper? Okay, go do that. You have an inner talent, you have an ability, you have something that you want to share with the world. Okay, that's your mission. Go do that. With a positive mindset, with a happy heart, with a wishing soul, with a desiring heart, with a flaming, firing soul that is flashing to all sides, that is washing the world with light of love. Okay, do that. Do that out of your happiness, out of your healthy spirit. Don't let life push you to think that you are wrong, that you are off, that you have made mistakes. You haven't made no mistakes. You cannot make mistakes. In a world that the Creator is running, you think you can make mistakes? Your only mistake is that you're not realizing that Hashem is doing everything, that He is Haya, Hove, Ve'yeh, that He was, He is, and He will be. That's who He is. When Moses didn't know how he will convince the people of Israel to believe him that he is the messenger of the Creator and that the Creator is about to redeem them and take them out of Egypt, He asked Hashem, he asked the Creator, what shall I tell them for them to believe me? So Hashem answered to him, tell them, Ehyeh asher ehyeh shelachani alechem. The one that I am, send me to you. The one that he is, send me to you. Who is he? The one that he is. If you ask Hashem, who are you? What can Hashem answer you? I'm strong, I'm powerful, I'm wise, I'm gigantic, I'm the creator. All the titles in the world will not describe him. He's greater than all those titles, right? Okay, and if I'm going to ask you, who are you? So what you're going to say? Your name? It's not enough. You're more than that. Your answer will be similar to the answer of Hashem. I am the one that I am. I am also learning, I'm also praying, I'm also climbing, I'm also going down, I'm also succeeding, I'm also failing, I'm also wise, I'm also silly, I'm also horrible, and I'm also great. I'm also this and I'm also that. I'm so many things. So who am I? I am the one that I am. That's who I am. I am the one that I am. Your answer to the question, who are you, is the same answer of the Creator. Why? Because the Creator lives inside of you. And you have a godly portion inside of you. The holy godly soul lives inside of you. Godly soul. Think about it. Stop. Think for a minute. A godly soul means a soul of God. A portion of godliness lives inside of me. Okay, so where does that put me? Who am I? It's deep, right? And it's simple in the same time. You are the one that you are. You are presenting the light of God through a certain prism that is you. Through a certain reflection that is you. A limitation of Hashem. A beam of light of the source of light. That's who you are. And that's what you should be. How you will express that godliness that is treasured inside of you. Uncover your true potential. Reveal your loving kindness. Reveal all your good attributes. Use your talents. Be honest, be truthful. Don't ever lie. Don't hurt people. And if you, God forbid, did something wrong, go fix it. Take full responsibility. Reveal the loving kindness of the Creator that is treasured inside of you through your own character, through your own actions, thoughts, words, songs, dance, walks, works, everything you do. Prayer, learning, everything you do. Reveal the unconditional love that is treasured inside of you. And by that, you're going to make the world a perfect place to live in. A perfect place to live in. And we're going to see that. And we're going to see that. I'm 100% confident that we're going to see that redemption. That we're going to see that salvation. All of us. All of us. Just stay strong. Don't let this crazy world fool you to think that you are not the best that can be. You are the children of God. You are the chosen ones. You are the children of Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah. Zilpa and Bilha. You're the best. You are the best. Don't back off. Don't back off. Keep pushing forward and you're going to see wonders. Okay?
שום דבר כבר לא יעצור אותי מלהגיע